Question number 21. The dentition is found. If you look at this is the diagram of the dentition of man, okay, where you have the incisors, you have the canine, you have the premolar, and you have the molar. Okay, this is 2, 1, okay, 2, 3, okay, showing the dentition of a man. Now let's look at the options. Option A says rats, B says dog, C sheep, D says man. So the correct answer to this is D, which is man. And in this diagram, okay, you can see we have been able to show the sides of the 2 jaws, both the upper jaw and the lower jaw. By the time you calculate all of them, you will discover that you have 32 teeth, okay, which are found in man, okay? Yes. Next question. When an ovary is placed on the receptacle above the other floral parts, it is referred to as what? What do you call the placement of an ovary, okay, above other floral parts? Now, let's see what we have, the diagram we have for this question, okay? These are examples of ovaries, okay? You can see this very one. Look at the ovary here. The ovary is actually placed above the other floral parts. That is what? Can you see the stamen here? The stamen is originating below the ovary. So this is superior ovary, okay? And a flower with superior ovary is actually called hypogynous flower, okay? Then we have perigynous flower. Okay, in this perigynous flower, both the ovary and the stamen are originating from the same plane. While in the case of epigynous flower, we have the ovary situated below the stamen or below the other floral parts. And in that case, as you can see in this case, look at the stamen here, okay, just found above the ovary. So this is epigynous flower, and it is also known as inferior ovary. So the correct answer to this is B. Okay, which is superior ovary. Question number 23. The type of nutrition exhibited when an organism lives on the body surfaces, or inside the body of another type of organism is called what? What do you call this type of nutrition where you have an organism living in the body surface or inside the body of an organism called? We have holozoic nutrition, we have parasitic nutrition, we have saprophytic nutrition, we have, carnivorous nutrition. The correct answer to this is parasitic nutrition. Okay, and here we have different types of parasites. We have the ectoparasites and we have the endoparasites. The ectoparasites are actually those ones that live on the surfaces, the body surfaces of their host, okay? While the endoparasites live inside the body of the host. Let's go to the next question. Question number 24. An example of organism which exists as a colony is, the emphasis on this question is actually placed on colony, which is a cell. Cells exist in different forms, some as colony, some as free living organisms, some as filaments, and some as part of living organisms. Now the emphasis here says colony. Now let's see examples of organisms that can exist as colony. We have volvus, okay, which lives as colony. Paramecium is a free living organism. Euglena is also a free living organism. Chlamydomonas is a free living organism. So the answer here is volvus. I have an explanation for this. As you can see, this is a diagram of volvus, okay? Volvus is actually made up of, several units of cells held together by cytoplasmic strand. And each cell of the volvus, okay, colony, looks like chlamydomonas. And I've been able to single it out here, as you can see. So the correct answer to this is volvus. Let's move to the next question. Question number 25. The following are examples of morphological variation, except which is an example of, which is not an example of morphological variation. Looking at this option, you will see that our ability to taste PTC is actually physiological variation. So B is our answer. This is morphological variation. Size, color is morphological variation. Fingerprint is also what? Morphological variation. So B is our answer in this question. Question number 26. Ability to taste PTC in some individuals is a character that is what? Okay. When you are able to taste PTC, how are you able to do this? Is it that you acquire the character? okay, from the environment, or you inherited it. Now let's see the options. A says acquired traits, B, heritable traits, C, sex-linked, D says morphological. The correct answer to this is heritable, and as you can see, B is our correct answer. Question number 27. Agglutination is the dash of the dash. Okay, yes. What is the meaning of agglutination? Okay, now let's see what we have for this. Agglutination has to do with the clumping of the red blood cells. It's actually the red blood phenomenon, okay, where you have the red blood cells clumping together as a result of incompatibility of the antibodies in the cell, okay? Now, let's see. The correct answer to this is coagulation of the red blood cell, okay? Agglutination is the coagulation of the red blood cell and not the white blood cell. So, the correct answer to this is D. 28. What organelle is the site of photosynthesis in plants? What actually carries out photosynthesis in plants? The correct answer to this is A, which is chloroplast. Okay, ribosome is for photosynthesis. Cytoplasm maintains all the parts of the cell, okay, including the cytosol, okay, and excluding the nucleus. The cytoplasm and the nucleus, okay, collectively give you what we call the protoplasm. Mitochondria is just the powerhouse of this cell. Okay, if you look at this, you'll see a brief explanation that I've put for this. The correct answer is actually chloroplast. Let's move to the next question. Question number 29. Which of the following is the characteristics of bacteria except? All these are characteristics of bacteria except. Now let's see the explanation we have for this. Okay. We've been able to put this, okay. The answer to this question is actually D. They do not cause diseases. Most bacteria, okay, are disease-causing pathogens. Okay, just a few that are symbiotic. For example, the bacteria, okay, found in the root nodules of leguminous plants, okay, the Rhizobium leguminosarum. So the correct answer to this is D. Okay. Yes, let's move to the next question. Question number 30. The level of organization of amoeba and euglena is, what is level of organization? By the time you look at the hierarchy of organization of life, you will see that you have atoms, you have molecules, you have organelles, you have cell, you have tissue, you have organ, you have system. Now, the answer to this is cell, okay? Yes, the answer to this question is cell. But they both exist as free living cell. Next question. Question number 31. The appendicular skeleton includes what? What and what makes up the appendicular skeleton? A, we have the pectoral and pelvic girdle. B, the forelimbs, skull and pectoral girdle. C, lungs and the ribs. D, skull and the vertebral column. I have an explanation for this. Okay, if you look at this diagram, you will see that the part that is actually marked, the part that is marked with this braid is actually composing, or it consists of the appendicular skeleton. So you have the pelvic girdle, okay, you have the pectoral girdle, okay, you have the pelvic girdle, which consists of, you have the femur, you have the tibia, you have the fibula, you have the tarsus, okay. All these, okay, form the appendicular skeleton. Next question. Question number 32. The protista that is a producer in an aquatic food chain is, which of these protists is a producer in aquatic food chain? We have trypanosome. This is a parasitic protozoan. We have paramecium, free-living organism. It's not a producer. This is heterotrophic in nature. Okay, we have chlamydomonas. Okay, chlamydomonas is a producer because it has chloroplast. And most organisms, okay, with chloroplast are photosynthetic in nature. Amoeba is a free-living organism which is not photosynthetic. So the correct answer to this is chlamydomonas. Here is the diagram of chlamydomonas. Okay, you have the flagella. Okay, yes, you have the chloroplast and other parts of the cell, which enables it to function very well in its environment. Let's go to the next question. Question number 33. The difference in structure, morphological and behavior of plants and animals is called what? What do you call the difference in structure? Okay. Let's look at the option. Option A says adaptation, B, evolution, C, variation, D, succession. Our explanation for this, okay, we have A as the answer, okay. A suits this description. Next question. Question 34. The structure is adapted for, if you look at this diagram is actually adapted for what? Or is suited for what kind of organism? Most omnivores have this set of dentition, and this is a typical dentition of man. Okay, now let's see what we have for this. Okay, we said an omnivore is an animal that has the ability to eat and survive on both plants and animal matter. So if you have the ability to eat and survive on both plants and animal matter, you are said to be an omnivore. And looking at that, you should have, this set of dentition. Okay, so the correct answer to this is omnivore. B is herbivore. Herbivore is just an organism or an animal that feeds strictly on plants. Okay, yes, for example, you have goats, you have antelopes, you have elephants, and so on. Then carnivores are also flesh eaters. Okay, they feed on flesh and other remains of animals. Okay, we have omnivores and carnivores. Actually, this is a combination of omnivore and carnivore, but the answer to this is A, which shows that the dentition is mainly for animals that feed on flesh. Okay, yes. Next question. Question number 35. Products after the union of the male and female gametes in animals is called what? What do you call the products, okay, that is formed from the fusion of the male and female gametes in animals? We have A, sperm, B, we have egg cell, we have the egg, C, we have the embryo, and D, we have the zygotes. Okay, the product that is formed after the fusion of the male and female is actually known as the zygotes. Okay, if you look at this is just a brief description of what we have said. Okay, the next question. Question number 36. The possession of scales, laying of eggs with shell, and bony structure of the head are characteristics shared by which of these animals? A, we have birds and reptiles. B, fishes and birds. C, reptiles and fishes. D, birds and mollusks. Without waste of time, let's see what we have. Our answer here says birds and reptiles. So the correct answer to this question is bird and what? Reptiles. Because birds lay cladoc eggs with shell, and they also have bony structures in their head. The same thing applies to reptiles. So both of these animals have the features, okay, mentioned in the question. Question number 37. The lungs of the lungfish is an adaptation for respiration. Okay? In what? Now, okay, we are going to fill in the blank. Option A says to complement gills while in water. B, to complement gills while on land. C, while on land. D, while in water. If you must live in water, okay, permanently, you need the gills for efficient extraction of oxygen, okay, or for efficient respiration in water. You need the gills. Then if you must live on land, you must have evolved an adaptive feature, okay, which is the lung. The lungs will definitely help you to live on land because gaseous exchange between the lungs and the internal environment is made possible with lungs for animals living on land. Okay, now if you go to this, you discover that the correct answer to this is B. Actually, the lungs, okay, complement the gills while they are on land. Okay, yes. Question number 38. Which of the following is an example of active transport? Okay, if you look at the options here, we have oxygen exchanging between red blood cells and the liver cells. B says carbon dioxide exchanging between muscle cells and the red blood cells. C, water moving out of the small intestine. D, sodium being reabsorbed into the kidney. The correct answer to this is D. Okay? Next question, question number 39. The key events in the transition of the amphibians from water to land is the what? What is the key event in transition of amphibians from water to land? What do they have to develop or to have in order for them to move from water to land? The first option here says replacement of the gills with lungs. Yes. For you to move from water to land, there is need for replacement of the gills, okay, with lungs. B says possession of web feet. Possession of what? Web feet. Web feet is actually useful in water. If you are to be on land, there is no need for you to have web feet. So B is not part of the option. We have limbs. Of course, there may be need for limbs, okay, in water. But if you are moving on land, okay, you must have well-developed limbs too for you to be able to walk very well. Okay. D says possession of tympanic membrane, which is used for hearing. So the correct answer to this is A, replacement of the gills with lungs. Question number 40. Gregor Mendel is regarded as the father of what? What is Gregor Mendel regarded as? He is actually regarded as the father of genetics, okay? And this is because he worked his experiments using the Pisum sativum, okay, cowpea, and this is because of the nature of the growth of cowpea. He is able to observe different or several generations of this Pisum sativum as he made use of the plant. So, Gregor Mendel is actually referred to as the father of genetics. Okay, thank you for your time. Let's see you in the next episode of this JAMB series.